What's up, YouTube? So today I'm going to talk about the things that I dislike about the vehicle. There's really not much, but it's more of just one of those videos that makes you say, really, Toyota, why didn't you include this? Or why is this not a standard option on a vehicle that's a 2018? So it's not things that I absolutely hate. I mean, I love this vehicle. Don't even think that this is a bitch or gripe like video about it. It's just some of those things that make me say, wow, I wish this had this, but I could live without it. So without further ado, let's get into some of the things that I dislike about the 4Runner. So the first thing has to be the lighting. They're all halogen bulbs throughout the whole vehicle. Most new 2018s come with LED bulbs, and so this is another thing that I'm going to have to swap out. It's like $60 at, I think it's precision bulbs or something like that. So I'll just have to get new ones through them. It's not that bad, but it's just at nighttime it's pretty dim inside. And also with the halogen bulbs is your headlights, your bright lights. So I'm going to be changing those out. I think I'm going to do HIDs for the regular low beam lights, and then I'm more than likely going to go with LEDs for the brights. The reason I'm going to go with HIDs for the low beams is because they're projector headlights, so if you do an LED bulb, it's not going to be able to protrude past that glass that well, so it's going to be more scattered and not a nice direct beam. So another thing that I dislike is when I tinted my windows, I really noticed it, but Toyota's glass in the front two windows, they come a little more yellowish. So I put 5% on mine, and then you can kind of really tell that the yellow is there. Come back to the back window though, and it's just a regular clear window. You can't really tell. So actually we'll do back out that way. So it may look a little yellow just because of the lighting right now, but so the passenger seat windows and back, they're all like a nice clear glass, but the front ones, there's a good angle, but the front ones are kind of yellowish, so it almost gives it a yellow greenish tint when you put window tint on it. It's not that big of a deal, I've gotten used to it, but it was definitely noticeable when I first got the window tint done on the vehicle. So another thing that I dislike is the headliner. So the whole vehicle is nice and black interior. The seats, the carpet, the whole entertainment center, like it's all black, but then your pillars, they're white, and your whole headliner is white. Now the Tacoma, everything's black. My buddy, he has a TRD off-road, and his whole Tacoma, everything's blacked out inside, and it makes it feel very, very comfortable to be in. This, I mean, this is comfortable when you're driving, but I don't know, it's just something about when you have dark window tint, plus the top is all dark also, you feel very, I don't know what the word is, it's kind of weird, like secure in your vehicle. So if you're looking to get a new Toyota and you want the remote start, I didn't opt for it on mine. So mine doesn't have the remote start feature, and that's because when you have your vehicle running, it's nice because, you know, it gets it all nice and cool on the inside, but once you press the unlock button, the vehicle shuts off. And this is Toyota's safety feature, which to me doesn't make sense because my old Silverado, it had remote start, but all you had to do was put your foot on the brake and then put the key in, turn it, and then it unlocked the whole electronic system. So this one, when you press unlock, kind of defeats the purpose because then it shuts the vehicle off, then you have to turn it right back on, which to me is going to be harder for the starter in the long run. So this vehicle has the 4.0 engine, which in previous videos I said I wish that it had the new 3.5 that the Tacoma has, but honestly I've really fallen in love with the 4.0. The only thing though that I do still wish that it had was the 5-speed transmission is very, very good, but I just wish it had that extra gear, maybe not the same gear ratio as the Tacoma or the same actual transmission as the Tacoma, but I wish it had that extra gear because when you're traveling on the highway, you're doing 70, 75, and the thing's pushing about 2200, maybe close to 2100 RPMs. But you know, not everyone drives these things where a trail is right near their house, so a lot of people like to road trip to where they're gonna go. So it'd be nice if you had that extra gear on the highway to get somewhat better gas mileage. So as you guys can see, I'm about to wash it, and this brings up another point. of things that I don't like about it is this thing freaking leaks like crazy when you're trying to dry it. It was bad at the coin op, like when I used to do that, but like now I have a blower to get it all out. I just did my wife's car over there, that's why everything's out. But the tail lights, they leak. This is absolutely horrible for leaking, so I just kind of do a little hack. I turn it on and then stop it, and then I get a cloth and wipe all up in there. The door seals leak, the windows leak bad, the front leaks like crazy, and then the windows leak. It just holds a bunch of water up in here, but I think now with having a blower, that won't be that big of an issue. So another thing that I dislike is this tiny little screen right here. For it to be the TRD Pro or even the off-road, you know, models that have all this stuff, just 4Runner period, not just the Pro, but I don't know how much you guys know about the Tacomas, but they have so much more info here. I mean, you have your pitch, your roll of your vehicle. This thing doesn't even have tire pressure. That's it. So probably the only cool thing on here for off-road purposes, at least that I've seen so far. I haven't been in anything here in Florida that I really needed to get it into 4 low, so I'm not sure if you're actually in 4 low, if there will be a different screen, but this screen right here shows you what angle your tires are at. That's pretty much the only off-road thing on here that's well. So here's her little information center and stuff. So this is after you start the vehicle. It's not started right now, but you have all this information. Average miles per gallon, the range until you're done, what your whole average has been, eco stuff, making sure you're staying awake. Then you go over, you have the whole radio stuff all up in here. You could change this, change the station and everything with that, which you also can change on the 4Runner, but it's not up here in your display. Here's your whole radar cruise control and all that stuff, lane departure assist. So another thing that I didn't even think about until I got in my wife's RAV4 is the Toyota Sense. So this is a 2017 RAV4, and she has the adaptive cruise control, the radar detection and everything if you're like hauling ass onto someone and like you're not paying attention, and then the vehicle will stop for you. So hers has the whole Toyota Sense, the blind spot monitoring and everything, which is standard on all 2017 and definitely all the 18s, because the 18 Tacoma TRD Pro had that. If you guys didn't check out that video, I'll put the link in the description. But and the 4Runner has absolutely nothing. So I mean, it's definitely a dinosaur of its time, but it doesn't have all those bells and whistles either. It's not really a gripe, but I wish that this was just a little more updated. You have maps, which is cool on here. The audio is okay. It's a little dated, you know. A lot of vehicles now come with Apple CarPlay or Google Android Auto or whatever it's called. But this is just a little dated. And speaking of the stereo, the speakers in here are not the best. I mean, you have the Toyota 4Runner, the limited one, and that sound system is badass. That thing sounds so good with the JBLs and everything. I mean, that thing just bumps hard. This is just the regular speakers that are basically on an SR5, and there's no, I'm pretty sure there's no designated subwoofer in this. No, there is none. But it doesn't sound the best, you know. I mean, for the top end off-road model, you would think that it would have more. And then another thing up here in your display is pretty much all Toyotas are like this. I mean, granted, the 4Runner doesn't get the best gas mileage, so you need to be looking at it anyways. But the fuel light, when it comes on, it just comes on. It doesn't ding at you and say, hey, stupid, fill me up. I mean, I like to fill my vehicles up at 1/4 of a tank anyways, so I don't really let it get that low. But if you're going on a road trip and you don't know how much you have left, or maybe you've driven for 5-6 hours or so and you forget to look down, I mean, it doesn't warn you at all. It doesn't chime, doesn't beep, or anything like that. Another little gripe that I have is at nighttime, all this lights up. This, that, all this lights up, that and that. When the weather's nice here, I like to roll my back window down. This doesn't light up. It's just a little gripe that I have. I'm not sure if it's supposed to. You guys can let me know down in the comments below. I really need to clean this. This is all filthy. But if this is supposed to light up, then I may have to get that fixed. So you guys can just let me know down in the comments. Another thing that I somewhat dislike is the mirrors. On my wife's RAV over there, she has little convex mirrors that's built into the mirror itself. So here's the mirrors I was talking about. You can see you can't even see the GoPro in this one, but then you can see the whole line of the vehicle. So I like that these convex mirrors, and they basically look the same size, so I like that it's both the driver's side and the passenger side. This isn't as big as my old truck was, but my old truck, you had a little convex mirror in there too. It just helps with backing up and if you're towing something. And then also it doesn't have side indicator markers, which I don't know why, because you can get SR5 with those, you could get your Trail Premium with those. And so I'm not sure why they didn't do the side markers right here on the mirrors. Another thing that I don't like is the floor mats. I bought these floor mats. I love these floor mats, but the ones that this one came with were just regular cloth floor mats. So I'm not sure, don't quote me, I'm not sure if you can ask for these ones on your build sheet, because I basically got my build sheet with absolutely nothing. So it may not have come with these ones. I mean, the TRD Pro ones look cool. However, I mean, look how much just crap is. This is just my passenger one. I mean, you can't really see the driver one that well, but this is just my passenger one. So, I mean, these things come with the soft test seats and stuff, because you're gonna have mud and stuff all over you. But they really should come with badass like rubber ones that say TRD Pro or something like that. Because the Tacoma, again, comes with rubber floor mats. So I'm not sure why the Pro did not. I'm just going to throw this one in here. I'm indifferent about it because these seats are very, very comfortable. I love these seats. The Softex is awesome. The red stitching for the TRD and the headrest is awesome. But I looked at the Toyota Tacomas, that TRD Pro one, and man, those seats look nice. You know, it's almost like the Raptor. It has, you know, little beveled, I don't know what it's called, but like little indentions and stuff, little like indentions and stuff in the seat and everything, and it looks like a big beefier seat, and like it would hold you in better if you're coming through turns, or you know, if you're Baja-ing your vehicle. It feels like the bolsters of the seat would hold you in tighter. So I'm indifferent about this. I'm just gonna throw it in the video. And then hands down, my least favorite thing about the TRD Pro is no moonroof. Canada, you're lucky because you get the moonroof and you get the markers in the mirrors. This is almost what made me just get a TRD off-road premium, is I love to have the moonroof, but at the same time I just couldn't pass up this color. And you get all the off-road stuff that you would get in the TRD off-road, the crawl control and everything, but you don't get obviously the tires, the rims, unless you negotiate that. Definitely do that if you're gonna do a TRD off-road, and negotiate for the rims and the suspension. But you could get the KDSS suspension, but I don't get it. I mean, one of the dudes that I was talking to, he said that you put the Pros through so much stress with the chassis, you know, twisting and everything, that it would pop the moonroof right out. And I was like, well, that's kind of BS, man, because Canada, their TRD Pros have the moonroof up top, and then you could get a TRD off-road premium and then have basically everything that this has except for the color of rims and tires and suspension. So I don't know what he was talking about with that, but I didn't obviously buy from that guy. I bought from a better guy. So I hope you guys liked this video. It was just some things you know, that make me say, really, Toyota, are you serious? Oh, and then also just kind of the chrome stuff. I'm slowly starting to de-chrome the vehicle. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked the video. I love this thing. I don't hate really anything about it. It's just, it sucks when you spend this money on this vehicle and then you have to get some things aftermarket that should definitely be there to start with. But if you guys like this video and you want more information about the 4Runner or any other Toyota related stuff, or how-tos with the vehicle, modifications, off-roading stuff, feel free to drop a like and then subscribe also for future videos. Alright, I'll catch you guys later.